Hey guys, in this video I want to talk about a new potential trade, long silver against the euro. So I got this trade from listening to Real Vision and its bearishness on Europe, and it got me thinking about going short the euro. And then after a bit of investigation, what I kind of realized was that the silver against the euro was acting a lot stronger than most other gold slash silver crosses. So if you look at that, that's the gold against the Australian dollar, gold against the Hong Kong dollar, silver against the Australian dollar, silver against the Hong Kong dollar, and then let's have a look at silver against the euro. So it's probably actually not too clear, but if you look at that as being silver against the Hong Kong dollar, and now silver against the euro, that just looks more bullish to me because of I guess this kind of pattern here where we've got a bit of sideways movement, big volatility, shot up, and then the silver against the euro is actually opened higher than the low of the previous day, so there's almost like this kind of upwards trend recently. So really that's my kind of take on it. It looks like it's the strongest out of the crosses, because let's say for example you're not getting as nice and as obvious a upwards trend in the other crosses. So you look at that, it's not higher than it was there. So the time frame is about a year, and in terms of the system I do believe I can take on more risk. So having a look at my risk, only after putting on the position am I at 64% utilized on my gains portfolio and at 10.46% for my total portfolio. So still got a fair amount of risk that I can put on, especially after I reduce my risk in the gold against the Hong Kong dollar position by ratcheting up my stop loss. So I'm quite comfortable that my capital is still fairly protected. And then the next thing is, well, this is going to add a bit more kind of diversification in terms of giving me a bit of a bearish bent on the on the euro, which is kind of exposure I don't really have in my portfolio at the moment. Technical wise, long-term sideways trend started to break up. That to me looks like a pretty good trend to be on. A lot of strong bullish price action, a bit of an uptrend showing there. I think that looks very good. Intermarket wise, we're fairly risk on. So if we look at what's happened in the US markets overnight, junk bonds, that's kind of recovered. Emerging markets hasn't, on the other hand. Well, no, that's a lie. It actually has closed higher than the previous day, although it's not exactly the most bullish price action there. If you look at the S&P 500, once again, we've got a bit of bullishness there, a little bit of risk on the markets. You look at the US yen, that's showing a bit of risk on in the markets with the yen. Sorry, that's showing a bit of risk off in the markets with the yen going risk on, the yen strengthening. Same with the Swiss franc, that's actually strengthened, and these are safe haven currencies which have strengthened. So there's a bit of divergence, and my kind of guess here is that gold and safe haven currencies are showing risk off. The stock market is not necessarily reflecting that, but in this case I do believe the stock market is wrong, just because of how strongly precious metals have acted recently. So intermarket wise, stocks are risk on, whereas safe haven currencies, precious metals are looking a bit risk off. So I think there's a 20% chance that we could see this go to 18, and a 20% chance we could see this going to 16, 20% chance we could see this going just sideways, 20% chance seeing it go to 15, and a 20% chance seeing it going to 14. And if the price holds, I'm just going to hold my, if the price goes up, I'm going to hold my position. If the price goes down, I'll get out at 1/3 first, and I think I'll do that fairly quickly because I'm intending on adding a fair portion of risk to this trade. So I feel fairly confident about this trade, just due to how strongly precious metals have been acting despite risk on behavior by the stock market, and also how strongly it's kind of bounced up at the moment. I think psychologically perhaps I've kind of been hoping to make a lot of money from precious metals, and this may have made me a little bit too eager to go risk on. But really the plan is to get in at the price it is now, 15.35, stop loss at 13, profit target at 19, so stop loss will be around here. So that's the trade, and thanks for listening.